This is Sharnice, and you're watching another episode of Chat with Your Graphic Designer. Today, I have another guest with me, TJ Hutchens of SoKewl Art. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed. I woke up this morning, so I always say I'm blessed. I got another day.
Good.
I'm doing great.
I like the sound of that. So I am, again, very happy that we could get together to talk in regards to a new topic, which is on illustration and how does it influence within your brand. But before we get to that, we are going to start with some would you rathers. I love to do these just to, chat it up, see how you would respond to some of these, and just have some fun before we get into our topic. So are you ready?
Born ready. Let's get it.
All righty. So, okay, the first would you rather is, would you rather use only a pencil or only a pen?
Ooh, that's tough. But I would say pencil because when I mess up, I can just erase it.
Yeah.
I could be kind of perfect. The smallest little detail, I need to erase it.
Yeah.
I actually do like pen more, but the pen just for the fact that I can erase it. I would say pencil.
Pencil. Yeah, I mean, I like pencils because you can erase it. Pens, well, wait, but this is another thing. So there's actually erasable pens.
You know what? In college, that's why I used to use an erasable pen all the time. That was my thing. I had when I was in college, I had a whole erasable pen, like only drawing a blue erasable pen. That was it. Only blue.
Only blue, yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I did it for Nipsey back then. I don't know why, but it was only blue.
Yeah, and I like the erasable pen. It's a brand that I use. They have they have put some kind of science with it. Mm-hmm. So they have a pen where they have a special notebook. It's basically it's a pen, and then it has like a microfiber cloth, and you can literally wipe the ink off of this special
that's fancy
notebook that they have. Or they have another type of pen where you can actually write on, regular paper, and it has the little eraser. You can kind of erase your markings off of it, and they have different colors and stuff.
Oh, okay. I just had the regular big one. I had the blue big.
They done stepped their game up now. They got science behind it now. So
I bet it's 2023. They should.
yeah. All right, so let's go on to the next. Um, would you rather spend a month? There's Layla. Hi, Layla.
What's
She's
up,
like,
Leo?
I want to come in here too. Would you
Nice.
would you rather spend a month without Instagram or Facebook? Which one would it
Oh, without Facebook, I barely get on my Facebook now. Any days,
be?
like I,
So
I
that's
might
like,
log on there once every couple months. I might just log on.
yeah, that's an easy.
Yeah, that was easy. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I kind of I turn my notifications off, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
on both. So when I go on there, I just like, oh, surprise, I got somebody
Yeah,
messaged me or did something.
that's
Um,
exactly what I do for
yeah.
Facebook. I get on every once in a while just to see if anything
Yeah.
important might have came on.
Yeah.
Instagram, it's on, my notifications on, but unless I see like notifications pop up that's ask something important, halftime it just get left right there.
Right. And I'm gonna pick up Layla because she's gonna make another debut again on the
It's all
talk
good.
here. Because she's like, I wanna get out and I wanna talk. Come on, ma'am. Come on. Ooh. Okay, say hey to the peoples. Say
So,
hey.
Lil, we
Say
can call
I'm
this chat with
awake.
Layla and the graphic designer.
Say hey, people. You don't say hey. Boop, boop, boop. Yay.
There we go. See that smile, girl.
Yeah. So I'm going to keep on going. For those that do not know you, let's get some information about you and what you do.
All right. Well, obviously, first, my name is TJ. I do graphic design, but I really prefer to call it graphic illustration because I more illustrate than graphic design. Most time people say graphic design, they think of like Photoshop type stuff, which I don't really more prefer. I like to illustrate more, so I like to say graphic illustrator, but technically their name is graphic design. Technically, um, I like to freehand or just whatever inspires me at the time, just do whatever. I don't have no like real kind of angle of what I like to do. I switch up. Like you go on my Behance Instagram, none of my stuff all looks the same. I just whatever mood I'm in or whatever inspiration or whatever's floating my boat at the time. I just like to be creative. I do graphic designs, do logos, do flyers. I do it all. It's just whatever inspires me. I also go by what people ask for.
That's great. And I like that term instead of graphic design because not all graphic designers use Photoshop or use one platform or one software to do their work. Some just do. I'm pretty sure. Do you do Illustrator for
I
yours?
use I use Illustrator.
Mhm.
I do use Photoshop just for like when I'm like finished the image just to enhance it a little bit, a
Uh-huh.
little cleanup.
Right.
I actually use my iPad. I can't think of the name of the
The
Procreate.
little.
I don't know how I
Okay.
can think of, but
Okay.
I've been using Procreate a lot more recently than
Okay.
Illustrator. But like I do, like for the logo job, I use Illustrator. But if it's like an illustration, I just use Procreate because I got the Apple Pencil is just amazing. It feels like a real pen or pencil. So
Yeah.
and you can
And
do a lot with it.
yeah, to make your job less, I guess,
Yeah, it makes it more
stressful.
easy and convenient than
Yeah.
trying to get a tablet on a computer and trying to draw.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I definitely like the Apple Pencil. I feel like I don't have a need for it. I would just want to do it just to write notes.
You
But
can do that too. I do it for that too. I'll
just
be
to write
doing it for
notes.
that
I'm
too.
like, oh, this is really nice. But thank you so much for sharing about you and like what you do and things. And I was like, I have to have TJ on here because he is a very dope illustrator. I've seen your work. Even had you did some work for me too, off the not on the I guess not on the business side, but like a personal side. So
And
uh,
you actually been seeing myself since what, like third grade when I first
right,
met you.
we
Like she
go,
see me.
yeah,
I think I was drawing Tweety Bird or something. Whatever the
right, yes, we
so you've
go
been
way
you've been
back.
seeing me way back. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So it's great to see how we've
I
both
appreciate it. Thank you. Thank
evolved, evolved over the years. Because I
you.
think we
Hmm.
even did. Then we also do visual arts together at the
Yep,
Magnet.
we did. Yep, we did visual arts at Deer Park. Yep.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we definitely, like I said, we
We got
have
history. We got history.
All right, so we're going to get into our discussion. We're going to be talking about utilizing illustration within your brand.
Okay.
And I'm excited again because I have someone that knows what they are doing. They know all about illustration. It's always great to chat with somebody who has some better insight in this field.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're going to be doing the top 3 things when utilizing illustration or an illustrator within your brand. I like your term again, graphic illustrator, not graphic designer, which is very nice. So let's see. We're going to say our first point, which is if someone comes to you and they say, I need an illustrator, where do they start?
Well, when you're talking with me, when they come and say, "Hey, I need an illustration logo or whatever they need," I ask them, "Well, first of all, is there anything that you want specifically? What is it that you actually want? Don't just tell me you want illustration. Illustration of what?
Right.
Because people just say, I want illustration, and you say, of what? Then they be, oh, this ain't what I really wanted. Well, that's why I asked you, what do you want? But let's say okay, I'm gonna use a logo for example. Okay, so someone say, hey, I need a logo. I say, okay, cool. I said, cool. So what did you have in mind for the logo? And I said, first thing I ask them is, what is the name of the brand that you're doing, or whatever that you're doing? What's the name of it first? Then I ask them, what is it that you want? Or did you have an idea? Or did you have any idea? Or you just want me, just give me free control? And I just give you a couple examples and you just tell me how you give me some feedback of that. Then I ask them, what colors do they want? Because, because people like to be personal. Certain colors means something to them or stuff like this. I try to get what they want first. So then I try to incorporate some design. So then from there, I would tell them, hey, okay, I got X, Y, and Z from the information I need from you or whatever. I'm gonna give you about 3, 4. I'm gonna make out like 3, 4 designs. I'm gonna send them to you based on what's information, and then I say, hey, okay, tell me what you like about them, what you don't like about them, or if you like this one, but also like something from that one. You want me to you just give me some feedback. Tell me how you feeling, and I tell them. I say, all right. So when you give the feedback, they might say, well, I don't like these 4. I don't like or whatever. I might a little bit. I say, okay, so all right. So I work with you from there. I say, okay, oh, you like this one? Okay, so what you like about this one? Or did you like the color? Did you like this? I ask them what they want because also I tell them, I say, because part of the prize is also getting paid. I say, I'll keep working with you. I don't charge you for changes or nothing until you say you actually like it. So I'm making sure you
Right.
like the design, because once you tell me
Right.
you like it and not focus on that one, I'm done. I'm charging you again if I got to restart or make some more change. So
Right.
I
Yeah.
give people, I give them, I work with them till they tell me the design they actually like. Because how I do it, at first I was like, when I charge them whatever, I tell them, okay, I need half of it up front. And I tell them I need the other half when the job is done. That way, some people always worry about, oh, I paid the graphic designer and they didn't do what I wanted. Now they took some money. So I say no. So I say what I do is I break it in half. The way I get the first half I consider for my time. Because like I
Right.
said, I'll give you all the time in the world to choose whatever design you want. That way, so like I said, when they get the design you like, they'll be mad when they charge you because I gave you ample enough time.
Right.
Some graphic designers they work on one design only and then just change. I make sure you get what you want. You're paying for. I make sure I get you what you want.
Right. Yeah. That's great.
So I do that process, and then once they find the design they like, we work on it from there. I say, okay, what small changes did you want, or did you like exactly how I did it, or boom, 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 boom. Then we move from there. And if they say they like the design, then I say, hey, okay, once you confirmed everything you like the design, any small change, let me know, because once you send that last payment, any other else I
That's
gotta charge you
finalized.
for. That's
Right.
finalized.
Yeah.
So I try to work. Most times, I don't take people too long. I might have to send, like, most time I send like 3 or 4. They might like something 1 or 2, and I might send them another 3 or 4 based on whatever change they may want. And most it don't take long. Normally, like at the most a day or 2 at the most for them to choose what kind of design that we work from there.
Right. Yeah. Because
And
that's
then
very
from
important to
yeah,
have that in place. So then they know that hey, I'm getting exactly what I really
yeah,
wanted.
because a lot of graphic designers they will not like they try to charge for every little thing. No, I said I'm gonna make sure you get the design you want, because once you send that last payment, I ain't trying to hear it. I
Yeah.
ain't trying to hear it.
Yeah. So that's pretty good as far as the start. Like somebody comes, they're they have their expectations of what they want, and then you're able to reproduce those and make any types of alterations if there's some little things that they say,
Yeah,
oh, I don't like that or whatever, which is great.
Yep. I try to give them what they want. That's
That's
why I
good.
ask them what do they want first.
Yeah. So now let's go into maybe some of the different styles of illustration. Is there one that you kind of favor more towards? I don't know. There's like, you know, how there's various types of, I don't know, like styles, like more like,
I
what
mean,
is,
well, yeah, I know what you mean, but I
yeah.
don't. I don't have my own personal style I like to use. Like I said earlier, like you go on my anything where I show my art at, I don't have the same. Like I might be that same style for a minute because I might like, for example, if someone says they want a portrait, they want a
Hmm.
portrait of themselves or somebody.
Hmm.
I'll ask them, say, so you looking for more cartoon style, more realistic looking style?
Hmm.
And I say I'll send them to my Instagram because it's easy for my Instagram. Say, well, look at the different styles that I've done over the years. Any of
Hmm.
them kind of fitting more to what you're looking for?
Hmm.
So I try to give them, like I said, I try to make it more user friendly for them, so I can say, what this style do you want? And they
Right.
normally show me a style. Like most time I do one style at a time. That's when I get people like, oh, I like that. Can you do a picture like me of that particular style that I just finished doing? So
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, well, I know what style you want already. But sometimes people might say, oh, but I like that style you did last year when you was more realistic and only used one color. Like,
Right.
so I try to ask people more of what they want. 'Cause most time, more people want a more realistic drawing when it's come portrait styles. Most
Hmm.
times, but I always still ask them what style. How did you want this to look? Because some people like me, I like more cartoony style, a little more abstract, as I call it. But some people
Hmm.
like I'm trying to make it look. I want to make it almost look exactly like me if possible. So
Hmm.
I like to give them what they want. So I don't have my own particular style because my style switches up because I get inspiration from whatever from all around. I might be on Instagram just looking through other people's stuff. I'm like, oh, I like that style, but I'm gonna just switch it up, do a little something a little different and
Right.
make it my own. So
Right.
I don't have my own particular style I like to use. I just whatever I'm feeling at the time or whatever the customer wants, the client
Okay.
wants, I should say.
Okay. That's cool because I mean, there are, like I said, there are various types of different styles, and it also
There
just
is
depends on basically what the, I guess, the type of work that the person is doing, or whether it's doing like
exactly.
a
So
logo or, you know,
yeah,
flyer or
exactly.
something like that.
And then with
So,
the iPad, you can do any kind. Somebody said, I want something watercolor. You can make anything look like watercolor or
right.
pastel. On the iPad, everything's possible. So it's
Nice,
like, what is it?
easy.
Oh, I want a watercolor. I want, okay, bet.
Yeah.
Make it easy. So just tell me what you want.
Yeah, that's great. So now I think we've kind of already kind of gone into the process and what does that process look like? Let's see. That is like kind of that. But now I guess we can go back. We can go in. So after they finished their I guess they finished their changes, the minor changes that they want to do, and they're satisfied with their work and the outcome. Now, what are the ways in which the delivery
Okay.
is like, especially for different? So maybe for a logo, because I know there's
Okay.
different variations of a logo that they make. Like they may want a
All right.
solid
So for
white, you know, things like that. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I'll give you like for a logo, for example. I
Mm-hmm.
normally always tell them I send them two file formats.
Mm-hmm.
And I normally put in the email, I say you're going to get a PNG file, which I always compare to. I say, well, I say imagine like a sticker. It's transparent background. That's
Mm-hmm.
when you're going to utilize the most. You're going to put it on your website, your product,
Right.
whatever. And then I send them a JPEG, which basically has whatever color background. I said that's more. I always try to tell them that's more typically used for like social media, just to post on your page, just so you can. I say then you could type any kind of stuff you want. But now also, but like, I'll send them just some file formats. But let's say there's somebody that wants to say, well, I want to be able to, if I just want to change this on my own, then that's a separate thing where I'll send them the actual file that I use to create the image. That way
Mhm.
they can change. But of course, I'll charge them a little bit more for that because that's basically give them the rights to everything.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll send them that if they really want. But like for example, logo, I'll send like I said a PNG or I'll send them a JPEG, and I'll explain to them which each file type is for.
Mm-hmm.
And let's say somebody get a logo, I'll send one PNG with just a straight logo, and then for the JPEG, I might send them two or three. I might say, okay, well, I'll choose a color I think best sits whatever best suits the logo background you might use for Instagram, and I say choose two other colors you want because you might have some other colors, and then that way they can use it for whatever they want. And I'll explain to them in the email, hey, what's because a lot of times people don't know what a PNG or JPEG is for. When I explain to them, they be like, oh, I said, yeah, you ever seen that person logo where they got a square around it? That's a JPEG. You don't want that. And I'll explain to them, you want a PNG. That way you can really put it on everything. That you can put on anything you want to put.
Right.
But then, for example, now if it's like if somebody wants an illustration, like let's say a portrait or something, I'll send them the JPEG. Because that's something just a simple JPEG. And most likely they probably getting it printed out or anything. Or sometimes I get clients that might say that I want to put it on a mount or like a poster paper. So I say, well, I can do that too. I say I'll add go to Walmart. I'm giving game up. Go to Walmart. It's cheap.
Right.
It's cheap. You get a 16 by 20 for $20. And I just add that fee into the into the price of it. I won't charge for me actually having to do it because I'm not gonna be petty, but
yeah.
So I'm not gonna be petty. Like, I'll charge you extra $50 for me to do
it. I mean, and then sometimes some people, I don't know, they're not. I want to say computer savvy or just tech savvy.
Yeah, some people not computer savvy. I mean, I don't want to say it because some people
they'd be like, I don't know how to do it. Can you do it for me?
Yeah, I mean, so that's why I say I've offered to do it for them. Like most time, people will tell me I want to get this put it on like a mount or something or canvas paper. Half the time they'll tell you beforehand, so I can say, well, I can do it for you. If not, I can send you the JPEG. You can do it yourself. Just let me know what size you wanted to get it printed out for. I'll just adjust it for you. But if not, I just do it for you. I'll just charge you the price to get it in, to get it put in, and I'll meet them or I'll send it to a Walmart for them to pick up that's near their house or something. Right. I try to make it easy for the people. I don't try to take everybody's money from them.
Right. And I know that some people are, I guess, you kind of have to kind of outline basically like sizes, like visuals on sizes. Because again, with the resolution, the output, when you go to the print, it definitely does reflect on.
Oh yes, it does. That's why I try to do all my stuff is the highest I do all my stuff on the highest resolution, no matter what the size. Right. And then people like, oh, what size should I get it print? I actually found this thing on Instagram where it shows like a little picture and it shows people like example the size of they were holding up. If it got 16 by 20, it would look like this. It would look like this. Right. I said, I send them that picture. I said, well, this is exactly what let's say a 36 by 48. This is how big it would look like compared to you holding it up or X one.
Right.
Like I said, some people don't know. I mean, they know dimensions, but they don't realize, oh, that might not be big enough for what I need, or that might not be. Yeah. So I try to help people out because I'm not saying like I said everybody's not savvy or doesn't fully understand. They just know I need this for whatever reason they need it.
Right, and that, like I said, that's so important to kind of visualize like what the actual size is versus just saying, oh, it's a 8x10 or whatever, and they're like, well, what size is that? And you gotta show them the visual, and they can see, oh, okay, that's definitely not big enough.
Exactly. I said that's the size of a sheet of paper or 16 by 20. That's like a poster size, or
right. Yeah. So I think that's a good thing to do. And then I was going to circle back on one of the things that you had mentioned as far as I think it was about the rendering, the final rendering and the resolution, possibly. What do you think for those that are maybe they're trying to print out, because sometimes Walmart, they don't offer all the sizes. Sometimes they are limited to exactly how big they print and stuff like that. Are there other? I know that there are other places that are a little bit more in depth that can print,
and they charge you an arm and a leg.
Yeah, they put specialty sizes and things like that. Even this one place that I did personally for a client, they actually do like they call it UV gold foil.
I never heard that. That's new.
Embossed type of gold that's like raised from off the paper. Things like that. If people wanted to get like specialty things done, any recommendations like prior to actually doing a design that you would like kind of highlight, say, okay, Is there anything of important, like is you trying to do something a little bit just a little bit different than just like a standard print? Maybe you want to
Yeah.
do something
Well, first off,
fancy.
yeah, I
Yeah.
would normally ask them like, let's okay. So someone like that, that's normally somebody getting a portrait or something. Like I don't know, a couple years ago, I had people hit me up for Mother's Father. They want to get a portrait of the dad or the mom. They want to get a print out to give them to them as a gift.
Hmm.
And they know something. Like, I would normally ask them, "How were you trying? You want to get a canvas print? You were looking for posts?" I would normally ask them. Cause half the time they don't really know. They just know they just want something printed
They just
out.
want something for
So I
now.
normally ask, I'm like, so you want like canvas? Oh, what's canvas? I'm like, so I'm like, imagine you going to my. I try to describe whatever the different
Right.
options. I normally try to use the Walmart option. I try to keep people because you're already paying me for the what's name. Then you and I tell you the prices for certain stuff. You be like, oh, you know. So I'm like, I try to keep Walmart. I try to do whatever Walmart. So Walmart offered a lot of options. So
Right. Yeah.
I normally try to do whatever Walmart stuff, but people specifically like how you wanted that gold thing I never even heard of. But normally if they something like that, they know I already know what they wanted half the
Right.
time. So
Right.
stuff
Yeah.
like that, okay, then so like someone came to me with that, and I never even heard of that.
Hmm.
I would assume that they already know where to get it printed at, and they just need the image from me. But if not, I would just Google it and say, okay, let me see what this is like what kind of the material, because sometimes people don't realize the material of it also can affect the print of it.
Right. Absolutely.
Like for example,
Especially
if
if
it's
you wanted cardstock or some
yeah,
type of thicker
exactly
paper.
that because you guys had the right color settings for that, like it
Right.
stuff like that. Because most time I just keep mine on RGB when I do Illustrator because it prints out a lot better for the
Mhm.
standard most regular prints. But like if it had that gold thing you was talking about, I want to know what kind of stuff.
Like,
So
what
I
am
would look it up. So I
I
had to
doing?
look at it and say, wait, which one prints better for this to make sure the color stays the color
Right.
looks on the computer. Computer don't realize what you see on the computer on the screen sometimes the color might come out slightly different.
Right.
Especially if you had it, if you made it in
Right.
CMYK and then got switched over to RGB, that blue might not be the same color blue you was looking
Right.
for. And you got some people that's picky, like they might not be the right blue they was looking for, and they be upset and like, oh, I don't want to
Right.
pay. This ain't what I wanted. So
Yeah.
like, that's why I try to make sure before I go to print, do anything, I try to make is this exactly how you want it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not gonna
So
take the blame for something not coming out. I
I'm like,
I
yes, we
dotted my
need to
I's and
put
crossed
it
my T's.
right. Yeah, absolutely. So that's really good. And I think really just by what we have shared today, give people an idea of, what they need to have in their mind first before they are coming to you saying, hey, I want some illustration done, or and how that can actually help them in the long run. They'll know what to ask, the questions to ask, what to look for, what to expect in the outcome, things like that. And before we close out, because that kind of concludes everything that we have just discussed on illustration and utilizing within your brand, where are some avenues people can follow you on social media, visit your website, see your portfolio, and things like that?
Well, the social media I prefer to use is Instagram. You can follow me at TJ So Cool underscore. I repeat, TJ So Cool underscore, all one word. Um, I I guess I would call that's my ghetto portfolio. But if you want to see my real portfolio, I have a Behance. It's behance.com/TJ Hutchen. That's where you strictly see art. My Instagram, you might see a little bit more of me. It's not strictly professional. That's why I called it my ghetto portfolio. Um, so that's the best, and those are the two best. Also, you can contact me through my email, socooLart@gmail.com. So that's another way that you could best email. Instagram or email is probably the best way. My Behance, I put stuff on there, don't really check. I get notification every once in a while, but I prefer you hit me on Instagram or my email because those come directly straight to my phone. My Behance, I got to log into the app to see it. So I
All right.
log in there maybe once every 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, that's great. So I'm glad that we could get together to
I
talk.
am too. We had a great talk.
And Layla she's just chilling. She's just
Hey,
chilling and
I
enjoying
got
the
to show face and that's it.
conversation.
She had to
And
let y'all know I'm here. She like I'm in the spot.
it's like I am enjoying this conversation. But again, thank you for taking
Thank you
your
for having me,
time
Sharnice.
out, and thank you for those that are watching. I hope that you gained
Thank
some
y'all for watching. Hit
new
me up if you need
knowledge
me.
on illustration, and it'll be getting that done within your brand and utilizing that for your business. So until next time, you can check out the YouTube channel for past episodes that we have done with a whole bunch of my other good friends in the industry.
Yeah, check her out.
And
She dope.
thank you for tuning in. So we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right.
See you
Bye.
next time. All right. See y'all.